Hey guys, it's Art from Art's Model Trains. So if you're like me and you sometimes take vacations and end up really missing your layout, I have the thing for you. A travel train set. Now I'm not the first to come up with this idea. My buddy Mike from Kisco Falls Railroad and Captain Andy both have N-scale travel sets that they bring to different locations. Andy brings his layout to York, and I've been to numerous friends' houses, and he'll show up to hang out at the O-scale layout, but he'll bring his N-scale layout and set it up on the kitchen table. And I thought, that's a really great idea. Let me grab one. So I picked this up at a recent Greenberg show in Edison, New Jersey. So let's dive into what's in the box and talk a little bit about what makes this really a great set to travel with. All right, so before we dive into the box and look at what's in here, let's talk a little bit about what makes this a great travel train set. Well, for obvious reasons, this thing is friggin' small, and wait till you see when I get it out of the box how tiny all these N-scale parts are. So obviously it makes it much easier to pack into a small box and bring it with you. When you think about bringing O-scale trains to a friend's house, you're usually thinking about just a locomotive, and you're usually packing it in the box it came with, or carefully wrapping it in towels and putting it in a bin or something like that. I have seen people even buy like Pelican-like cases and cut the foam to put their locomotives in. This, I can buy a small box, which I've already actually ordered off of Amazon, a small cardboard box with the foam insets that will hold all the rolling stock and locomotive, and probably more if I can find some to buy before I go away on vacation. And then I just buy another small little box or something to throw the track and the power supply in, and you're all set. Very easy to travel with. You can bring the whole train set as opposed to just a locomotive. The other great thing about this is the size and the adaptability of the oval. And again, if you add other track packs to this, you can fit this on a coffee table, on a countertop, on the floor like I'm going to run it here, anywhere you want, on a deck while you're sitting there staring at the beach, having a drink. You can have the train running on the deck next to you. So lots of options given the size, again, that this provides for traveling. This set, again, comes with everything you need: railer, power supply, track, and obviously the locomotive and all the freight. So you're out of the box, ready to run with everything you need. These can be found for around $200 a piece. I got mine actually cheaper than that at the Greenberg show, so you can find deals on these. And again, as long as you're not particular about which locomotive is in it and things like that, they're probably easier to find than you would imagine. They do have other starter sets, I think, but they go up from here. This is usually, this is their M1 or Master 1. They have other starter sets that go up. They even have one, I think, recently that they've announced that has the big boy in it, but now your price range is starting to go up for a travel train set. And what I wanted was something that was cheap, because I spend my money on my O gauge. So this is just something fun to bring with me on vacation. All right, let's dive into what's in this box. Now, this is a Kato ready-to-run set, or the equivalent, I guess, of a ready-to-run set. It comes with track, transformer, locomotive, and freight cars. This is actually billed as an ES44 mixed freight set, and it actually comes with one of any of these ES44s. Let me see if I can get this right in here so it could focus for you guys. Not doing a great job there. I'll see if I can post a picture of that as well. But that's really cool. This one comes with the Canadian Pacific locomotive, which is awesome. It's a really nice locomotive. I was kind of hoping for the UP one, but I didn't really have my choice at the Greenberg show. He only had one option. So what comes in this set is a number of things, but everything you need to get started. So first, it's a 3 foot by 4 foot, or advertised as a 3 foot by 4 foot oval. In my measurements, it was more like just over 2 feet by about 4 feet for the oval. It will not fit on a 2x4 board. It is Kato Unitrack, which I have now. This is my first experience with Kato Unitrack versus the Bachmann track, and this track is fantastic. Very similar to Lionel's Fast Track. Very easy to snap together and take apart, as well as put back into the packaging very easily for transport. It comes with a full circle of curves, 4 long straights, 2 short straights, one of which is your power adapter track, and 2 of these medium size, I'll call them, straights, one of which is a grade crossing, and one is just a regular piece of track. And what's really interesting, let me see if I can find the short piece of track here. Unlike other scales, at least that I've been playing with HO or O scale, the power terminal is right here underneath the track. You take the power cord that it comes with, let me see if I can grab this, and you just slide it in under the track here, click it in, and you are hooked up to power for the track. And then this wire obviously just goes through one of the notches on the side of the track and connects to the transformer. So I'll show you that once we get this set up. But very cool, neat little way, because then if you obviously use this on a layout that you screw down, this can just be drilled through the bottom and connected to the bottom of the track, and you obviously would not see any wire sitting on the track, which is really nice. All right, and then obviously it comes with your standard transformer for these types of sets, whether it's HO or N. These are all pretty similar. What I like about this is there's an off position, forward and reverse, and then this is just your speed throttle, a very nice stiff feeling speed throttle, as opposed to the Bachmann, which is you spin it all the way down to stop the locomotive. You can actually be running at a speed and just click off and the locomotive will coast to a stop, which is nice. And let's just look quick at the Kato track. Again, up close, this is very similar to Lionel Fast Track, obviously with only 2 rails, but you could see how easy this is to snap together and pull apart. The Bachmann track, which I don't have handy here, I'll see if I can get a piece of that track to show you, is much more difficult to put together. The little rail joiners at the end here are very difficult to match up. You really have to take your time and line them up and snap them together. A, you'll damage the rail joiner if you're not careful, and B, if you don't do it correctly, you won't get a good connection and you'll have problems with your power traveling through that segment of track. All right, let's check out the locomotive and rolling stock that came with this. Very neat way that they actually package this. It's actually packaged right underneath the box in its own separate little package. And if you guys recognize this, you can actually buy these mixed freight sets separately from Kato. And this one comes with 2 covered hoppers, 2 gondolas, and 2 tank cars. They're all mixed. I believe, depending on the package you get, you can get different sets. I think this is a really nice set. They all have scale couplers on them, which is nice. So again, very nice. And you can pick up extra of these packs to add more rolling stock to your train. As I mentioned before, this comes with a Canadian Pacific locomotive, an ES44. So very nice looking locomotive. And I'll give you guys some pictures of this up here on the screen here, but you could see how well this is detailed for an N-scale locomotive. It is very nice and really, really impressive, actually, considering that this is so small. How it looks. It does have lights on it, but no sound. This is not DCC ready. This is just regular DC. So very cool locomotive that comes with the set. And then also included in the box are their HO and track catalog. There's all sorts of different track packs you can buy to add on, as well as street packs you can buy. And then their 2025 catalog, since this set was issued in 2025. All right, so I just have a simple oval. I did not set up all the track. I still have, it looks like two longer straight pieces and those medium straight pieces that I didn't put in here. So this oval could get a little bigger. But what's really nice on the back here is you don't have to fumble with any connections. There's a simple connection here that the power from the track just snaps into. So again, as you think about a travel set, you don't have to fumble with any wiring. And then obviously the DC power wart just plugs in right here to this port, very clean. Okay, now that we have that set up, this is where it gets tricky. Putting the locomotive on the tracks is not easy. Putting anything on the tracks is not easy. And if you watched my video about the Z-scale train set I have, a railer is really important. And luckily this set comes with its railer. So you just drop that on the track, roll the locomotive down, and it is automatically on the track. And using the railer, you could see how easily these N-scale cars just slide on the track. All right, so now you can get a close look at the freight that comes with this set. So I hope you guys enjoyed this short little video about these awesome Kato starter sets. Let me know in the comments, are you thinking about picking one of these up, or have you already picked something like this up to take with you on vacation? Or do you take your O-scale set with you on vacation? I want to hear those comments. That'll be really interesting. Thanks again for watching, guys. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.